Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up to support the electrification of transport and get the help you need to finance your own EV or clean energy future. And by UGears. Give the gift of fully functioning wooden mechanical models to inspire, educate and entertain your loved ones this holiday season. And by Energy Sage. Visit the link in the description to find local, verified solar installers and community solar projects in your area that will help you power your home and your car with clean, green, renewable energy. Welcome back to TEN, or Transport Evolved News. It is great to see you back. Before I get going today, I want to acknowledge the bird in the room, namely everything that's been going on regarding Twitter and Elon Musk this week. I know a lot of you have shared concerns about what's been going on and wanted us to tell you how we were going to handle our coverage of Elon Musk and Tesla going forwards. While the team here at the channel does not condone Elon Musk's behaviour outside of the EV world, it's important to note that Elon is not Tesla and Tesla is not Elon. Any stories in which we cover Tesla are relevant to Tesla, and if we bring in non-EV related facts to a story about Tesla and Elon Musk, it's because they have a direct impact on something in the EV world or Tesla itself. As the first all-electric pickup truck from a mainstream legacy automaker, the Ford F-150 Lightning has earned itself plenty of accolades and customers since its launch. But having just added a third shift at its Rouge production facility in Dearborn, Michigan, meaning the F-150 Lightning will be produced around the clock, Ford has quietly increased its prices for the F-150 Lightning for the third time since its launch. When the F-150 Lightning was first unveiled, Ford said the entry-level Lightning Pro with a standard range battery pack would cost less than $40,000, and it did. But the latest price hike puts the entry-level model at $55,974, a 40% price increase since the truck's launch back in May. While it's good to cheer increased production, Ford's continual price hikes for the F-150 Lightning are definitely not good news. Tesla's share prices continued to drop this week as company CEO Elon Musk continued to hit the headlines in his role as the new owner of Twitter. While we're not going to discuss his banning of many journalists from the platform, Twitter's worsening losses have forced Elon Musk to sell more Tesla stock, selling $3.6 billion worth of Tesla shares this week. Regardless of your opinion of Musk at Twitter, this has caused some prominent investors, institutional and retail, to question their Tesla stock positions and, in some cases, question Elon's future at the company. In response, Musk took to Twitter to state that he would, quote, make sure Tesla shareholders benefit from Twitter long term, end quote, but did not say how. Tesla stock is now trading at levels not seen since November 2020, so expect shareholder action in the near future. Earlier this year, US President Joe Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 into law, dramatically changing EV purchase incentives for taxpayers. We've covered the majority of this act before on the channel, including the new stipulations regarding tax credit validity pertaining to where a vehicle was made and what its total domestic content is. And this week we got a glimpse into just what the IRS is asking in terms of paperwork to ensure that every new electric vehicle can be properly accounted for. As reported by Green Car Reports, the IRS is putting the onus on automakers to document exactly where major parts for each electric vehicle comes from, as well as the specifications of each vehicle made. Dealerships will also be expected to submit paperwork for every new EV they sell, including customer details, VIN, and sticker price. When Tesla launched its Model 3 electric car in 2016, it confidently stated that every Model 3 would have, quote, all the needed hardware, end quote, to enable self-driving. Since then, Tesla has iterated through several versions of in-car computers, stating customers who didn't have hardware 3.0 or higher in their cars would need a computer upgrade to enable FSD. Customers who paid at the point of purchase for FSD years ahead of deployment got the upgrade for free, but those who did not were told they'd have to pay $1,500, later $1,000, to upgrade their car's hardware. But a small claims court in Washington state has just ruled in favor of one Model 3 owner who took Tesla to court over the upgrade. The court ruled Tesla was in breach of warranty and ordered it to pay the plaintiff the cost of upgrading his in-car computer, effectively making his upgrade free. The U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has filed a report this week stating that it has decided to open another investigation into Cruise's robotaxi service. Cruise, which was acquired by General Motors in 2016, currently operates a fleet of self-driving Chevrolet Bolt EVs in the San Francisco Bay Area. But earlier this year, the company recalled all 80 of its autonomous taxis after 2 accidents occurred involving Cruise vehicles and intersection turns. But those accidents aren't the cause for the investigation. Instances of Cruise's vehicles hard braking or becoming immobilized are, as per NHTSA, quote, "The vehicle may stand vehicle passengers in unsafe locations, such as lanes or travel or intersections, and become an unexpected obstacle to other road users," end quote. The agency has opened a preliminary investigation, so watch this space. It has been a good year for Kia's EV6, the eGMP platform sibling to the equally excellent Hyundai IONIQ 5 and Genesis GV60. Not only has the EV6 become a firm favourite with new car buyers, bringing new Kia customers to the brand, but it's earned itself several awards throughout the year, not to mention glowing crash test ratings from Euro NCAP. Now the car has been awarded the coveted Top Safety Pick Plus award from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety after acing the organisation's stringent crash tests, earning good ratings for driver-side small overlap front, passenger-side small overlap front, moderate overlap front, roof strength and head restraint tests. The EV6 also picked up a superior rating for front crash prevention in both vehicle-to-vehicle and daytime vehicle-to-pedestrian evaluations. The US Department of Energy has announced this week that it's awarded a $2.5 billion low-interest loan to Ultium Cells for 3 new battery cell production facilities in the United States. Funded through the well-established Advanced Technology Vehicle Manufacturing Loan Program, that's the same program that helped Tesla bring the Model S to production, Ultium Cells, jointly owned between General Motors and LG Energy Solutions, will use the $2.5 billion funding pot to help it build lithium-ion cell production facilities in Ohio, Tennessee, and Michigan. According to the official press release announcing the loan, a total of 11,000 jobs will be created as a consequence of this investment, split between construction jobs and operational jobs at the facilities in question. Like past recipients, Ultium will need to meet various goals in order to release all of the funds awarded it. As we come to the end of 2022, we're starting to see various industry reports making their way out of the door, and this week, the EPA released its yearly Automotive Trends Report. Covering all automotive industry sales for the last year, it provides an essential deep dive into the state of the industry, but this year it showed something rather disturbing. Despite an increase in EV sales and many more fuel-efficient vehicles coming to market, the average real-world fuel economy for light-duty vehicles in the US remained flat for the 2021 model year at 25.4 miles per US gallon. The reason? Increased sales of pickup trucks and SUVs, many of which are of course less efficient than the sedans, wagons and hatchbacks many of them replace. If we want to see emissions fall, we all need to change the vehicles we drive, and their size too. That sentiment isn't lost in Europe, where small-town Runabout electric vehicles are gaining popularity thanks to the heavy quadricycle vehicle class around the continent. Easier to park, more affordable to operate, and much cheaper to buy, small city cars with limited top speeds are gaining popularity in urban, suburban, and sometimes even rural areas. But in North America, the choices have been pretty limited to date, which is why I'm happy to report that Squad, a solar runabout EV company from the Netherlands, has said it's bringing its Squad quadricycle to the US. It plans on offering a 2- and 4-seat version of its city runabout with a starting price of just $6,250. While both variants have limited top speeds and ranges, they should be just fine for surfaced street driving and feature not only a solar roof, but hot swappable batteries too. The Fiat 500 is a car that you either love or hate. It's small, funky and stylish, and thanks to a redesign a few years ago, its current specs, unlike its predecessor, are pretty good when it comes to EV range. If you're in North America, the Fiat 500e is currently forbidden fruit, at least for another year or so until it makes its debut as a 2024 model year car. But this week, stuff.co.nz reported that a Fiat 500e had been spotted at the headquarters of Aotearoa, one of the largest vehicle import companies in Aotearoa. As with any new car to go on sale in a new market, there's a host of homologation requirements to go through before official sales can begin. But when a specialist import company has a forbidden fruit car at its headquarters, the signs are very good that imports are imminent. So watch this space. I'm going to be bringing you our short shorts in a moment, but first, a word from today's video sponsors, UGears. UGears combines everything you remember from the engineering toys you may have played with as a child with the beauty of wooden parts, the accuracy of laser-cut pieces, and the joy of ingenious, fully functioning mechanical models. UGears offers a wide range of beautiful, fully functional 3D models that you can assemble yourself at home with no prior experience using clear, easy-to-follow instructions right there in the accompanying beautifully made assembly book. There are no glue parts needed, and you get everything you need inside the box to make your own model, ranging from simple creations suitable for ages 5 and up, all the way through to incredibly detailed engineering models. And the plywood used meets all international safety standards. There's something for everyone, ranging from working clocks through to musical instruments, and my favourite for this year, the pickup Lumberjack, which is based on the iconic Chevy 3100. We have teamed up with UGears this holiday season, and we would love you to check out its website, where you'll find a whole host of amazing, realistical mechanical models and kinetic sculptures. Right now, shipping on all orders of $50 or above is free, and if you buy one of UGears' amazing gifts, you'll not only be getting a great present, but you'll also be supporting a Ukrainian business that's managed to keep creating and inspiring throughout the illegal Russian invasion. The prices start from just $10 and they work all their way up from there, so check out the link below to pick yours. Full disclaimer, we are working on a commission with UGears, so if you follow the link, we also get a thank you from the company. And I should note that you've got just under a week, so if you want one for the holidays, act very quickly. And now it's time for short shorts. Indonesia is following in the tyre tracks of many other countries around the world and launching its own EV purchase incentive program. As announced mid-week, the government will offer just over the equivalent of $5,000 in incentives for every EV sold. Earlier this year, Ford promised that it was busy working on some new next-generation electric vehicles for launch in the not-too-distant future. And this week, Ford teased one of those new models by lifting a cover on a mid-size electric crossover due to be revealed next year. Lyft, in partnership with EV charging specialist EVGo, has announced a new collaboration that will see Lyft drivers with electric cars get up to 45% off the cost of charging at an EVGo charging station when compared to its pay-as-you-go pricing. The US state of California has approved further investment into zero-emission transportation infrastructure. In total, $2.9 billion of new funding has been released to be spent on EV charging and hydrogen refueling infrastructure. Germany's first hydrogen fuel cell service, which entered into operation recently, is suffering major teething problems. Only 2 out of 6 railway trains are operational, with rail replacement buses taking up the slack. Refuelling issues with the 6 trains are to blame. Staying in Europe, the European Union Commission has just awarded the German government a total of 1.8 billion euros in funding to help the country deploy a robust rapid charging infrastructure nationwide for electric vehicles along major routes. Rivian's latest over-the-air software update for customers' vehicles has added several new features, but perhaps the most important for many is added range for quad-motor R1T and R1S models. The range increase is a modest 14 or 5 miles respectively. Building on the success of the first limited edition Polestar-themed Cake Makka Electric moped, Polestar and Cake have teamed up again to offer a second limited edition model to customers. It will be sold for a retail price of €5,300. Tesla has pushed a new software update to customers' cars that includes a variety of updates, including the addition of Apple Music for the first time, but no CarPlay. Also included is a new Steam game store, ensuring that you're never bored when charging. Mercedes-Benz says it plans to release a subscription service that lets customers add more performance to their EQS electric cars. We told you about that last week, but now it's hit something of a regulatory roadblock in Europe. It'll come into force in the US and Canada, but not be available in Europe yet because rules. In keeping with rollouts of EV charging stations in other markets around the world, BP has officially launched a new EV charging service in Aotearoa. Rapid charging stations will be deployed at filling stations across the country, with BP launching its very own EV charging app. Collating past model year cars and their reliability, Consumer Reports has ranked the Tesla Model 3 and Nissan LEAF as being the most reliable electric cars for 2021 and older model years. No 2022 models were in this year's report. Following its 5-star rating at the hands of Euro NCAP last week, Lucid has officially opened its first 2 service and retail locations in Europe. 1 store opened in the Netherlands this week, as well as 1 in Switzerland. More stores will follow soon. Sticking with Lucid, it's signed a new agreement this week with Panasonic that will see the Japanese company provide Lucid with lithium-ion cells for all of its current and future EVs. This means both the Lucid Air and Gravity will be powered by Panasonic cells. Opel has quietly improved the specifications of the Opel Mokka E for the new model year, increasing its range by 20% thanks to a new, larger battery and a more efficient motor. The car also gets a tweak to its name, becoming the Opel Mokka Electric. NIO celebrated producing its 300,000th electric vehicle this week, posting a video online of it coming off the production line. Given NIO has only been producing EVs for a very few years, this is a very impressive milestone. Rivian has taken its development to the home of Nikola Tesla, opening up a brand new tech center in the heart of Serbia. The tech center will not only be used to help Rivian refine existing vehicle design, but also help develop new models for a European market. Chinese automaker Zeekr surprised everyone this week by quietly filing for an IPO on the US stock market. Owned by parent company Geely, Zeekr wants to get in on the funding opportunities of the US stock market and seeks a starting valuation of just $10 billion. A while back now, Rivian and Mercedes-Benz were exploring the possibility of working together on building electric trucks, but this week we learned that partnership is now on hold. While reasons have not been given, we think future collaboration is unlikely at this time. Workers at Ultium's battery production facility in Ohio, one of 3 currently being built by Ultium, have voted overwhelmingly to join the Union of Automotive Workers, thus making it a union shop. UAW representation should lead to better working conditions and wages. Tesla has officially launched a new Tesla-designed solid-state drive for customers to use in their cars to store dashcam footage, Sentry Mode footage, and games for the in-car gaming system. The 1 terabyte SSD, though, costs an eye-watering $350. Kia is recalling a total of 872 Niro EVs made for the US between June and September 2020. The recall is to address improper seating of the electronic control power unit seals that could lead to coolant leaks. Tesla's Gigafactory in Texas has just celebrated reaching a new milestone of having a production rate of 150,000 vehicles per year. There are now 3,000 Model Ys rolling off the production line per week. That's 3 times what it was achieving in June. The city of Tokyo in Japan has passed new legislation from its local assembly that will require all new build properties built in large-scale developments to include solar panels on their roofs from 2023 onwards. This will dramatically reduce electricity grid demand. Rumours floating around suggest that Ford is considering a partnership with CATL to produce lithium-ion batteries together in the US. However, while CATL appears to be eager for the partnership, the Chinese government is not, promoting a potential roadblock ahead. HSBC, the world's 8th largest bank, has announced that it will no longer invest in new oil and gas field investments, which is great news. But there are 2 catches. First, it will continue existing investment, and second, it will continue new investment in Canadian projects. Canadian EV startup Electra Meccanica has officially opened its new manufacturing facility and corporate headquarters in Mesa, Arizona. Previously, its solar EV was made in China with final assembly in Canada, but now US production will begin for the North American market. Audi has officially begun production of its 2023 Audi Q8 e-tron at its facility in Belgium. Formerly known as the Audi e-tron, the Q8 e-tron has received more than just a name change and a new front end, with improved battery pack, range and specs. Cadillac has confirmed that its flagship Celestiq EV, a handmade $300,000 halo car, is sold out for more than a year. The company hints that it is handpicking potential owners, just like GM did for the EV1 20 years ago. Tesla has authorized sales staff in the US to offer up to 10,000 free supercharging miles to customers who are opting to take ownership of their Teslas before the end of this year. It's designed to counteract those who are holding off until next year to buy their cars because of the new tax incentives. A new energy report published in the Renewable and Sustainable Energy Reviews scientifically proves that its citizens in New York City, Chicago, San Joaquin, and Dallas-Fort Worth drove electric cars, 2,500 lives could be saved per year from reduced air pollution. And those are your shorts. There will be more next week. It's that time of the show when we give you a little peek at some of the things we've been working on, and next week we're going to be sharing our thoughts on the design and specs of the Genesis G80 Electrified. Yes, it is another oh-so-expensive limited production luxury electric car that very few people will drive or want to drive, but I think you'll enjoy the trailer nonetheless. It's not a secret that the average size of a regular electric vehicle has increased over time, just as the average size of cars have increased. I mean, just look at the size of my first EV from 1998. These increases in size make longer range battery packs possible, but it also means some heavier vehicles and some vehicles like the Hummer EV we just had on review, by the way, holiday special on the way if you're interested, tips the scales at an eye-watering 9,600 US pounds, or 4.3 metric tons, which is why this week the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety filled an old Ford F-150 pickup truck with a heavy block of concrete, then ran it through its standard suite of crash tests. The reason? To make sure that the multi-million-dollar test facility could safely test full-size super heavy electric trucks without breaking its equipment. It is certainly food for thought. And finally, for air quality to improve around the world, it's pretty much universally accepted that we need to see more public transit and more adoption of zero-emission vehicles. But, as we've stated time and time again on this channel, production EVs aren't exactly cheap, cutting many potential buyers out of the equation. Many, in fact, are left sticking with heavy polluting older vehicles, but in Europe, there's some hope that is changing. As a new Deloitte study shows, German participants it questioned are 2.5 times more likely to get around their local area on an electric bicycle than they are in an electric car, with 18% of respondents saying they used an e-bike to get around and run errands versus 7% for electric cars. While cars are most definitely still king for commuting and many errands, the study, the latest in a series of studies in recent years, shows a growing interest and use in e-bikes, making them the most popular electric vehicles in Germany today. And on that note, we are done. Before I go, though, a huge thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring today's show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967 and firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean, green electric cars today. The EVA can help you find someone near to you that can help you make that switch to electric. It can help you become an EV educator, and it can point you in the direction of monthly meetups for like-minded EV fans. And if you become a member, you'll gain access to a clean energy and EV loan program set up between the EVA and the Colorado Clean Energy Credit Union. So find out more by heading to electricauto.org. And thanks to the lovely folks at UGears. Entertain, educate, and enthrall this holiday season with one of UGears' amazing, fully functional mechanical models. There's still a week to go, so follow the link below to get yours today. And finally, thanks to Energy Sage. Follow the link to find out how easy it can be to get verified, trustworthy solar experts helping you make the step towards energy self-sufficiency, either with solar on your home or through a local community solar project. We did, and we are glad we did so. Don't forget to hit subscribe for this channel and our second channel, as well as the bell. And in addition to becoming a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member, you can tip us through Ko-fi, or you can check out our cool swag store. And if you liked what you saw today, please consider adding a super thanks to your comment. It's super easy to do, and it really does help our channel grow. And we'd really honestly appreciate you helping us out if you can. YouTube hasn't been sending much money our way of late, and frankly, we're on the lookout for additional income streams, which is why we're also now offering consulting services to individuals and businesses. So follow the link below to book us if you are interested. There's going to be more great content next week, and I'll be back one more time before the year is out with a regular episode of 10. And then we have a holiday special, and we publish content every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus our Sunday musings and garden updates on Take 2. Whatever you enjoy from the channel next, I hope your weekend is a great one, and as always, keep evolving!